What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This I'm going to bring you my more long-term review of this is the Apple Watch Ultra. I've had this for probably 2 to 4 months now. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure how long I've actually had this, but I've had it a decent amount of time now. So I've had a good idea of who this may be for, may not be for, maybe a little bit of buyer's guide here, just because I did not pay retail for this. It retails for $7.99. I paid, I think, $6.50. They had $150 off if you did where you bought it through Verizon and basically pay monthly for it, which has its good and bad things. It essentially means you're just going to pay monthly on it for a decent amount of time, but you do get that discount. So if you're okay with that, do not pay full price for this. It goes on sale for $7.30, $7.25 pretty frequently on Amazon and Best Buy. So kind of go over a few things. First, the build quality on this thing is absolutely excellent. It has held up fairly well. My Apple Watch 7 and my previous Apple Watch Series 4, 7, I think I had a 5 also, it got scratched fairly easily. This has a sapphire screen, so I don't have any scratches on it. We're doing manual focus here, so we'll see, but there's no scratches on it at all. It is completely clean on the surface, and it actually has hit a few things pretty frequently, so it does have no marks on it, but it has hit a brick outside when I was out working in around the house, at the hospital, just running into things, the walls. It just is held up fairly well when it comes to that. The band has held up fairly well too. These bands are not worth $100. I don't know where they get that price at. That's probably where they make most of their margins at. But the band's held up pretty well. I do not know which one this is. Seems like a sport loop one. Is basically a Velcro one. But it's held up fairly well. You can see a little bit of wear there just from where I wear it pretty frequently. I've looked into getting other bands. I just don't think that they're worth the price point, honestly. That's my only complaint. I'd like maybe one of the Solo Loops or one of the other different type of brands or different type of style for your bands, but I'm not paying $100 for that, so we'll use this one until it wears out. I do wish this had maybe a different color. You can see the orange is getting a little bit dirty there. But overall, it has held up fairly well. It is going to get dirty. I've ran in this, I've swam in it twice, and it's all the Apple Watch bands pretty much hold up pretty well. When it comes to actual performance, I had no problem with the Series 7, so this thing performs excellent. I do like the bigger display, so you do have a little bit bigger display here, and we'll kind of show you with it on my wrist, but it is a little bit larger of a display here, as you can hopefully see there. The display is a little bit larger, which has its good and minuses. It can get a little busy, like this screen face gets a little busy, but this is the one I had on my previous watch, which is a little bit cleaner, I think, and then this one's super clean. I do like this one pretty often. I just think it's a nice, clean design. But performance, it's really fluid, very fast. I didn't have any issues with even the Series 4 watch. Seemed to be pretty well when it comes to performance-wise. But I do like that it has like a bigger face to it, a little bit more bigger screen. I do like that it's flat. You wouldn't think that that'd be a big deal, but I do like that it has a flat design to it. It just seems to fit better on the wrist. It just seems to sit a little bit easier than the rounded ones, and I just think it looks better. Maybe a little bit odd. It is dirty, so I literally just shot this video right after work, so this is how it's been. But this is probably my second use watch face, and this is probably my first one. The only thing that kind of annoys me is every time you hit this, it kind of goes to the compass thing, which is a little annoying because I never use that. I haven't found a way to turn that off, but you do have that. But it's really nice. It can probably be a little bit large if you were maybe have smaller wrist, maybe you're, just have a smaller wrist overall, smaller hands. I have medium-sized hands, maybe. Not really sure, but I'm real happy with that. Battery life on this is excellent. I can easily, let's see, I've been using it all day. I'm at 75%. I mainly use this in Wi-Fi. I have started using it a little bit more with GPS and outside of Wi-Fi network. mainly using this when I'm running and not taking my phone with me. I have been doing that more because it does have LTE built in. But I could probably get 3 to 4 days out of this, mainly because it's always around my phone. Now, if it's not connected to my phone and I'm, running, using the GPS, using the LTE, you're probably looking at a day and a half, 2 days, depending on how heavily you use that. But overall, I've been really happy with the battery life. I want to say it's almost double from what my Series 7 was, just on my day-to-day use. This may vary from person to person, but that's generally what I've been getting with my day-to-day use with this thing. Let's see. I haven't used any of all the other like mountain climbing and all that and SOS. I haven't used that, but overall, I've been happy with all the features it has. It does get very loud if you use the SOS. I did it once, and it does get very, very loud. So keep that maybe in mind. So a few negatives. So let's quick positives. So it's always on sale. You can always get it on sale. Do not pay $7.99 for it. It's on sale pretty frequently. Build quality is, I would say, significantly better than the 7, mainly for the sapphire screen. That's my only big thing there, is because it does have the sapphire screen. At least from what I've read, that's what at least I've heard, is that it does have the sapphire screen. It has not scratched at all, and this thing's been pretty beat up. I'm not the most gentle person in the world with my watches, but it's held up pretty well. Performance, they're great on all the Apple Watches. The Apple ecosystem, how it just syncs to your phone. You can unlock your computer with it. You can do Apple Pay with it. There's just all kinds of cool features, which you can do on an Android watch, but Android watches are not anywhere near on the quality that Apple Watches are, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. And the larger screen, that's another big thing. Just a more ruggedness, larger screen. A few negatives. Replacement bands are $100 if you're going straight from Apple, essentially, which is a joke. They should not be more than, I think, $39, just because there's no way they cost $100 to design and create. And you can buy some third-party ones on Amazon, but I haven't had the best luck with them. Maybe that's just me. But the bands are expensive. The watch is expensive if you pay full price for it, especially because you can get a Series 7. I think 5, 6, and 7 you can get in the outlet pretty cheap if you buy it directly from Apple outlet. So that's another, it's kind of big. That'd be another negative. If you have a small wrist, definitely go to an Apple store or Best Buy, somewhere where you can put it on and actually use it. Another small negative, it does not work with Android. That's kind of a bummer, but that's how Apple keeps you in their ecosystem. One more positive. I didn't think this would be a positive, but it does have the LTE built in, and I've been using this a lot more without my phone, especially listening to music, podcast. If I am not around my phone at work, or I'm out running, or working in a hospital, I don't always like carrying my phone around. But it's nice to have LTE on this, so you still get all your messages or emails. I get my work emails through here also. It's a little bit difficult to read, but you can tell if one's a little bit more urgent. So that's a nice feature that I didn't think that I would like. Yes, you can get LTE on other models, but this comes standard with LTE, and I've really enjoyed that, especially during the day, doing a nice run, not have to take your phone with you when it's safe to where you may not have to call 911. And the big screen. That's the big sapphire, or the more industrial, rugged screen that doesn't scratch as easily. So that's it. Been really happy with it. It does have a few positives, few negatives. It's significantly heavier than a Series 7, at least in my eyes. And you're going to be stuck with orange. They all have orange on them, so you're going to be stuck with that orange there. So if orange really isn't the color you want, you're just kind of stuck with it. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'm really happy with the purchase, more so than I thought I would be. It was a little bit of a splurge because I had a Series 7, which had nothing wrong with it. But the discount actually, I did notice that there's a little indentation there. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the screen, but there's a little nick there on the side, but it seems like the side protected the screen. But it was a little bit of a splurge, but I've been pretty happy with it. So if you have any comments, questions, leave them below, and I will get back to you. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever's out there, and I'll see you guys next time.